It's a special day because 2025, if there is one car that everybody was talking about, everybody was waiting for, at least I was waiting anxiously, the car is here. And you're talking about the name, the legend which is back, the Sierra. It's not an easy thing to get a nameplate in its iconic avatar, a car that is being loved by many. Martin, Head of Global Design, Tata Motors, is with us. Martin, thank you very much and congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations to get such a beautiful product on our Indian roads. This seems amazing. The most important thing, we have seen this car a couple of times, pre-production, the one that you showed at Auto Expo,
yes.
The concept that you showed, and we had a chat at that time also.
That's
and
right.
The question that I asked at that time was, how much of this is going to come on road the way that you showed at the concept? And
yes.
Wow, you said 90% at that time, and I could say it's more than 90%.
Okay, well that's good to hear.
This is awesome. But what was the most toughest part, getting a concept to the production stage?
All of it. It's one thing to have the idea, the inspiration, and to create a concept, because you're unrestrained. You have no parameters in terms of technology, price, manufacturing, anything like that. But then all of a sudden you have something that captures, the spirit correctly. And so we parked the concept car in the design studio in India next to the normal production clay. And the team had to sweat it out. Every line, every dimension, every section was a challenge.
Talking about challenge, there is an old legend, there is a new premium car. Now the gap is of 3 decades, if I may say.
Yeah,
right?
It's a long time.
Now with those 3 decades in mind, the customer preferences that have changed, what were the 4 key pillars, if I say, which you concentrated?
Yeah, the spirit, when I talked about the spirit of what the original Sierra represented, it was aspirational. Okay, people saw it and they could see themselves in this vehicle. It was an avatar for their dreams. It was also in many ways representative of what India can do in the automotive space. At the time there was nothing really like it on the roads,
exactly.
In India, and it was homegrown. So it was in many ways a flag bearer for the sort of aspirations of people. It's no different today. It was modern. So it was forward-looking. It was the way it was designed, the way it was executed. It was again a modern product for the time. So this has to be a modern product. It's not a retro design. It's not only looking backwards. It's actually forward-looking. And the other thing is, it had this spirit of adventure. It's an SUV. So it had this sort of can do anything, but also I want to share that can do anything, go anywhere spirit with my family, my friends, my partner, it doesn't matter. So there's a lot of elements on the exterior and the interior which is a shared experience. This is not like a selfish product. This is a product that says, look, we're doing this together.
Martin, when you said forward-looking, is it safe to say many of the design elements that we see, even in the interiors and the exteriors, do we see them coming into the other Tata cars in the portfolio that would be maybe launching in the next couple of years?
Yeah, in many ways. I mean, the Sierra is iconic and emotional, so it's going to inspire some other products. But other than the design level, I mean, it's unique. The other cars that we have in the pipeline are going to be unique. Whether it's the existing nameplates that we have, which we'll eventually replace with new versions, or it's new nameplates that we're working on. Each one is going to be its own character, but clearly they are coming from the same pen.
Was this Sierra always in your mind at the front like this?
No, actually, early versions didn't have it on the front.
That's the reason I asked.
Yeah, we had it only on the back and on the side, which is the standard, position. And then, I was looking at a lot of iconic products, especially SUVs.
Okay.
And a lot of them actually have the word mark in the face. And
Interesting.
I think I thought this car should communicate what it is, who it is, immediately. At the same time, like I said in the presentation, I can take the Sierra name off the car, and I can even take the Tata logo off the car, and people know it's a Tata Sierra.
Fantastic. You're talking about communication, Martin. If I'm not wrong, this has been designed with 3 different studios: Italy, UK, and India.
That's
and,
right.
People from various countries, 20
Yeah,
odd countries.
18 nationalities.
18 nationalities. Wow. So
It's a global product.
what was the communication like?
Oh, easy. You know, designers all talk the same language, which is good design.
Fantastic. Talking about interiors, what I see is a very minimalistic kind of approach that is being taken here. And what we have seen in the global scenario right now, that minimalistic approach that was, talk of the town in the last 3-4 years, a few manufacturers are coming back to original buttons and switches.
Yes, we've seen that.
Right?
We've seen that ourselves.
So, how would you, relate to that? Is that a particular, button and switches which is going to be way forward, or this kind of minimalistic appeal that we have seen here?
No, I mean, that's a functional aspect. When we're talking about switch gear, certain switches need to be haptic, need to be physical. You
Right.
can't just touch a screen and a menu. It's also like if I'm driving, I don't want to take my eyes off the road and start looking like on the menu of like, am I touching the right thing? Especially when we're coming to an SUV or a lifestyle vehicle, I think it makes more sense. So we call it phygital. So there's an aspect of physical buttons and digital buttons, and it's a kind of hybrid.
No.
And so we've introduced a number of physical switches into this design. I think it follows, like I said, just common sense, good design functionality, and it lends itself very well to this typology.
Looking at the car, I believe the old Sierra, it doesn't have a particular TG attached to it, right?
No.
Was there any TG in your mind while, designing this?
Not really. Like I said, we used the original Sierra as an inspiration point, but ultimately it was more about capturing the spirit of it. I didn't use the original car too much as a reference point because you don't want to get burdened by it. Like I said, it has to be forward-looking.
Fantastic. All my viewers who would be watching us, they would actually be interested in knowing which is the biggest USP that you believe, something that really are attached to when I'm talking about the design.
I don't have any specific one detail. For me, the car as a whole is the achievement. First, it's like to bring back the name and to bring it back, honoring the original principles as purely as possible. And the other thing is we're standing in front of the production car.
Yeah.
But it looks like the concept we talked about.
Absolutely. It
in
looks
2023.
It looks beautiful.
So that's the real achievement for me. That's the milestone.
And my favorite part is the side profile.
Me too.
I love the side profile, especially the B and C pillar, the way the glass area has been taken care.
Yes.
It looks awesome. Is it safe to say that this B to C pillar, this is the DNA?
The signature DNA, like you were saying, that captures the graphic of what the original one, the strong B pillar, which emphasizes the wrap over glass of the original, very horizontal,
Yup.
belt line, very simple design.
No cuts and creases, no lines.
Nothing superficial.
When I'm talking about design inspiration, is there any natural inspiration of, when you're talking about these clean lines that came into your mind?
It's just my preference for, less is more. Editing out anything superficial, anything unnecessary. I think this makes a more iconic design and also a more timeless design.
Fantastic.
I hope that in 30 years we'll be looking at this car as an icon.
Wow. Thank you very much, Martin, for bringing the icon back, and congratulations. As I said, this is looking beautiful, and I think it's half job done, because now it's just we who need to go to the showroom and take it to our garage.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, Martin. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.